Who are you? And like, what do you do?
So my name is Stacey Tarpley. I'm a CIT at the Nova Vital IOP office in Shreveport. I've been working in substance abuse since 2020. I started out as a tech, became peer support, discharge coordinator, and now I'm a counselor.
This week, they're going to be working at IOP on self-care. So tell me a little bit about, you chose it. Why? What about self-care was so, like, why is this topic important to you?
I think it's important to me because when I first got sober, I had to basically relearn how to live life in a sober way. Prior to getting sober, my self-care was getting loaded, putting myself in risky situations, thinking that was self-care, and it was really self-destructive.
Yeah. Now you're dealing with clients every day, and how do you tell them to start taking care of themselves beyond, like, hopefully you model that behavior for them, but now you got to help them figure out what their hobbies are, what it is that they can do. How do you do that?
All right. I think the best way, in my opinion, is to, give them some good starting points, good sleep hygiene. Are you interacting with people that are good for you, that people that support you,
Interacting with anybody.
Right. Well, hopefully they're good influences and are after the same things that you want, which hopefully would be sobriety.
Yeah.
Doing what they need to do to feel good about themselves, to build their confidence, to make sure that, if they're the type of person that always pours into everybody else's cup, make sure they make time to pour into their own.
So what are the three most important things about self-care that you might want to pass on?
Learn what their values are, and then also physical. Before we get sober, we're not worried about making our annual doctor's appointments. We're keeping, so in early recovery, it's important to start doing those things.
Yeah. All right, I'd like to thank Stacey for sharing her thoughts on this week's topic, self-compassion, and really self-compassion through self-care. I'm Morgan Moulthrop, the curriculum director here at Nova Vital. Let's dive in a bit deeper with some of the group exercises and ideas that are in your workbook. During addiction, self-care often falls apart or gets distorted. Some people forget to eat or sleep. Others overdo everything to fill in the void. So early recovery is a time to retrain the body and brain and to learn what nourishment, rest, and balance actually feel like again. When you start eating regular meals, drinking water, and getting decent sleep, your brain begins to stabilize. Mood, focus, and energy all improve. And that's not a luxury, it's medicine. It's what gives the brain raw material to heal. On the second page, the next page, we look at how that's difficult for a lot of us because of eating disorders and body image issues. Some of these issues they're all tied together in our recovery, and they will pop up like whack-a-mole, so it's important to be mindful of them. Finding balance is key. Addiction thrives in extremes, too much or too little of everything. That's the focus on the next page. Recovery teaches us to live in the middle. Balance means finding time for work and rest, effort and relaxation, connection and solitude. So ask yourself, do I overdo it until I crash, or do I withdraw completely? What does balance look like for me this week? Balance isn't perfection. It's learning to notice when you're off center and gently coming back. This week we also explore mindfulness as a tool. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to what's happening right now. It's noticing your breath, your hunger, your tension, all of that before it takes over. And when you practice mindfulness, you begin to pause instead of react. A craving shows up, you notice it, breathe, and let it pass. Stress builds up, you take a moment to reset it before it explodes. Loneliness hits, and you reach out instead of isolating. So that small pause is powerful. It's the space where recovery lives. This week's self-care projects help you do just that. So pick one of the three self-care projects. Number one, my self-care plan. Create a simple plan for one nutrition goal, one sleep goal, and one mindfulness practice. Oh, and one way to bring your balance into your life this week as well. Maybe option two, do mindfulness in action. Choose one mindfulness technique, breathing, grounding, mindful eating or mindful walking and practice it every day this week. Or how about option 3, self-care, do a self-care poster or a creative expression. Design a visual that shows what self-care looks like for you, or a collage. Use words or images that represent balance, rest, and nourishment. So, this week, slow down. Feed your body. Rest your mind. Notice how you feel when you take care of yourself. Really take care of yourself, not as a reward, but as a way of staying alive and strong. Because in recovery, self-care isn't selfish, it's survival. Have a great week at Nova Vital.